Homer impression?
I don't have one.
Don't! Welcome to Vinyl Verdict. I'm Bell.
I'm Jamie.
I'm Plouffe.
And this week is an explicit episode. So if you listen to this podcast with little ones around, maybe skip this one. A lot of the songs have swears, the lyrics have swears, or just very dark imagery. So don't turn this off if you're with your kids, or let them listen. I don't know. I'm not their dad.
Also,
You might be.
quick shout out to my buddy Zach, who made the intro music.
Yeah, you might have noticed this season we have intro music and outro music. Shout out Zach.
We're almost a real podcast now.
We just need a website. The offer still is out there. We'll give you 5 crisp Canadian or American dollars to help spruce up our website. I'm far too lazy to help Plouffe, and he needs help.
I sure do. I'm not,
Some of the links might go somewhere next time.
The last time I did web design was in like the 6th grade.
It shows.
6th
Oh, yeah,
grade?
100%.
In like
Sure
planning class?
Did you own a copy of Dreamweaver?
I totally used Dreamweaver when I was a kid. I do remember that.
Microsoft front page?
Well, you know what I remember? Well, this is an awful segue. Machine Girl, U-Void Synthesizer.
Yep.
It's a very different bell pick. It's probably the only one like this I'll ever choose.
No way.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know a whole
way.
lot of music that's kind of like this. Like, I do like drum and bass. I like jungle. Breakcore is even pretty good.
Yep.
But this is pretty different. It takes like a lot of crazy drums and punk influences and kind of industrial sounds that is not really common to what I listen to. But I do enjoy this, which is why I thought I would shake it up and show you some of my weird music tastes. I don't know how you would define the genre, but rateyourmusic.com defines it as digital hardcore or cyber grind, and that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's sort of like a grindcore album, but with more synths in it.
I would definitely throw hardcore in there somewhere, whether it's like happy hardcore or I guess digital hardcore. Sure. That makes sense.
It sounds cyberpunky.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But
And
sometimes it doesn't.
Machine Girl is made up of producer and vocalist Matt Stephenson, PH, you never know.
Yeah.
And drummer Sean Kelly, with Sean Kelly joining in 2015, which was a couple years after the project.
They've got a real drummer on this?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Crazy, right? Only the first album did not have a real drummer. The first album is Wolf Girl, which is their most popular album and is more synthy and digitally versus drum heavy.
Is every album a girl? So there's Machine Girl, Wolf Girl. Is there another one?
Well, Machine Girl is not an album, it's a band.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But it's Wolf Girl, then Gemini, then Because I'm Young, Arrogant, and Hate Everything You Stand For, The Ugly Art, and then U-Void Synthesizer.
Oh.
And this album came out in 2020.
Interesting.
I'm not 100% sure how I stumbled across Machine Girl, but it might have been a recommendation from friend of the podcast, Adam Sandergaard. But Machine Girl also did the soundtrack for the amazing game Neon White. So it might have been from that.
Oh, yeah.
That soundtrack is fire. Really, really
Neon
good
White
soundtrack.
is a good game.
Great game, great soundtrack. And this is like the first album by them other than that soundtrack that I listened to, and immediately was like, oh yeah, I dig it.
It makes sense. One of my
Why this album? This album wouldn't be like, oh man, this is a gateway drug to this band.
Yeah.
Yeah, it isn't. And yet here we are.
Yeah.
I do enjoy it. I definitely have to be in the mood for it. Like when I went to write notes the first time, I stopped because I was like, I'm not in the mood to listen to this.
Really?
And then I went back when I was in a different mood and was like, yeah, I want to listen to this now.
One of my first notes was I could work out to this. I listened to a lot of stuff like this. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say a lot, but I've listened to several albums and artists that are kind of similar to this. And
Cool.
Yeah, I usually use it for workout music.
It's a headbanger. It's what I was driving to in the early part of the summer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure.
Especially when you're going nice and fast.
Jeez, I don't know if I would drive to this. I'd probably like run someone off the road or.
I did.
Oh,
Jamie, what are your initial thoughts?
I think you're expecting me to not like this album.
No.
But I like this album. It's okay.
I wouldn't expect you to not like it.
It is the weirdest bell pick.
You liked Sleep, Dope Smoker.
You did.
Oh, that's just that album's just fire. That album's great.
I mean, so I'm just saying though, like, I like weird metal and like all sorts of different kind of metal genres. It's not metal, it's hardcore, but they're industrial. Like it all gets kind of mixed around a bit. So I'm not surprised that you don't mind this at least.
I do. I'd like to think I keep an open mind about this one. It is not what I think I would normally pick. Mm-hmm. It is not like a lot of stuff in my own
collection.
But I didn't hate it.
That's good.
I only think I would have enjoyed the album more if I understood more of the lyrics because they kind of bury them in the.
They sure
Yeah, there's
do.
a lot of screaming and stuff
There sure
too.
is.
It's a little hard to make it out sometimes.
And even then, I don't know if a lot of the lyrics make sense. Like sometimes they paint a story.
It's just words.
But yeah, sometimes it's just like
Sometimes,
imagery.
yeah.
It's a lot of imagery.
Vocalizations. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think maybe
violent
that's
imagery.
part of the reason why it's just like so deep in it. It's so that when you hear any line individually, you kind of get an idea of what they're trying to tell you. But I don't think there's a whole lot in it.
There's not a lot of story.
Or depth.
Yeah.
Only like one of the songs has a complete story from start to finish, as far as I'm aware.
Pitchfork gave this album a 7.8, and
Wow.
that's because they're a publication that hates music.
Yeah, that's a lot higher than I would expect anyone to give this album.
Really?
Needle Drop gave it a 5.
Out of 10?
Yeah, and I believe
Anthony
that's
Fantano, Melon himself.
himself.
Wow.
He's like, I like the sound, but it's not. It needs better composition and organization. I was like,
Yeah.
that's fair.
I understand what he's saying.
It's very frenetic and
It doesn't keep a consistent style either.
yeah, it changes a lot. And honestly, if you don't like growling and screaming, let alone all the other kind of glitchy noises that happen, let alone all the like drum and bass or hardcore kind of mix,
Yeah, a lot of vocal effects.
yeah, you're not gonna like it. So I also enjoyed this album quite a bit, but I very much recognize that this is not for everyone.
It is not for the faint of heart.
No. Cool. You want to give it one more last listen? And
When did you like? What put you towards buying this? Did you just listen to their soundtrack and on Neon White or whatever?
Like I
and
mentioned, I don't know if it was Adam recommending this album or the soundtrack, because I know he also. Well, actually, I gifted him. This is going to come up later, but he has this album. He knew who they were, but I just kind of like stumbled across this, as far as I'm aware, from the Neon White soundtrack, and it just like hit me at the right time. That I was like, this
Dang.
is great. It's a small band that I like got their thing through Bandcamp.
Hey,
It's, like,
shout
through-
out Bandcamp. I love
can't remember
supporting.
what the record label is. It's like Milk Blood Records or something
Cool.
like that.
Yeah, some indie record.
something small, but yeah, I don't know. It's like I really like this. The album art we'll talk about later is
Nice.
very interesting, and I
I
just want to
imagine
support them.
this is a very expensive pressing, like to own.
Is it?
We'll talk later.
Okay.
But for now, we'll give it one last listen.
I'm sure my neighbors will love this.
I gotta say, this intro, I love it. That deep guitar intro.
Oh yeah.
Is just, it goes so hard.
Yeah,
Fortress.
It certainly sets the impression for the rest of the album.
The blood inside.
And I was gonna say,
Dot.
this is, I think, the only one that I could tell that there was a story
Yes.
through the song, which is a woman who kidnaps, tortures, and murders a cop, which is intense.
Yeah, I love the voice click they use. I don't know if they took it from a movie or if they recorded it themselves, but I don't give a shit. Send the fucking police.
Yeah,
That
it's
part's
like,
great.
oh my god, it's very intense. It sets the mood for the rest of the album, which is death, blood, dark,
Yeah.
fetishizing,
Yeah.
weird.
It actually
Relentless.
It really reminded me of mindless self-indulgence.
Oh, I
I
do
like
them.
MSI.
I
They still
know,
make music? I don't think so, right?
huh?
I don't think they still make
No.
music.
No, I don't think so. But like honestly, a lot of the stuff, yeah, it really reminds me of MSI.
There was a guy I went to high school with who was really into MSI, and I didn't understand what he liked about it until I went to university, and I was like, MSI is okay.
They have a few. They have a few really like good songs. Whether they're still appropriate to
Shut Me Up,
sing.
great song.
Yeah, "Shut Me Up's good. I
Oh,
can't
did
say.
they get canceled?
I don't know if they got counted or not, but you know the song, the F word song.
Oh,
I can't even
yeah,
say it, but that one,
that's right.
that one's actually like great. Like if you go back and listen to it, it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
But we can't anyway. Yeah, it kind. I don't know. They remind me of MSI.
Yeah, I can actually definitely hear that now with the way the vocals kind of just come
Yeah.
in very clear in the song, and then it ends with just like deep growl and yelling and
Yeah.
stuff like that, which is going to be a staple of this whole album.
Oh yeah.
But it starts with, then it goes into Blood Magic, which has the synths.
Yeah.
So it feels like it'd be in the game Cruelty Squad. Like it's just weird,
Oh.
colorful, acid blaring synths that are almost like an alarm. It's crazy.
I thought I wrote down it would have been great music for Far Cry Blood Dragon.
That's fair.
Far Cry Blood Dragon.
It's
On the same kind of note.
Yeah.
It's really chaotic, very glitchy. It's got a cool outro.
Yeah,
Okay,
loud whistles.
I said it had drums like it's a Prodigy song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can kind of dig that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, I don't know about the lyrics. It is maybe about a guy who's just self-isolating and going crazy, that he's trying to stay alone and that's keeping him safe, but it's killing him. But maybe it's also just about doing blood magic, because there's a lot of chanting.
Yeah.
And again, the same thing where it's like he goes in the fetal position and it stings himself like a scorpion stinging himself with its own tail. Maybe that's him getting blood from himself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not going to try to get logic out of it, but
I had the lyrics up while I was listening to it, and then I kind of gave up on that on this album, because I was like, all right, that's cool lyrics, but like I don't know what they're trying to talk about.
I like this song, and it's more reminiscent of some of the older Machine Girl, where it's more synthy than drum and kind of guitar. I think it's a good balance here.
Yeah, I really like the growling. I'm not sure if he's using an effect or not, just because of how much there is on the album in general.
Yeah.
But they do a pretty good job.
The glitch effect that they use on this is somewhat neat.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I thought the glitching was kind of interesting.
I just assumed it was a random glitch effect.
I thought it was kind of cool. I thought it was.
I thought you were gonna tell some story about how they like invented this glitch effect.
No.
and
I
it's
just
been
think
used
it's really interesting how they used it.
Oh yeah,
Me
it's
too.
cool.
I like it a
Yeah.
lot. And then the end of the song bleeds into the start of the next one, which is just a deep growl yelling with again just boom pulsating drum. It's
very
love
drum
it.
and
Crazy.
bassy.
Oh my god, when the blast beats come out on the drums,
Yeah.
oh that was sick. Yeah.
I just got to start with how smoking bed bugs has to be the most horrendous thought.
Right?
And it comes up a few times, like smoking bed bugs. It's like,
Yeah.
disgusting.
The lyrics on this one, I said they're not good, and they flow a lot worse than the first two songs, and it's kind of just more weird, angry sex.
Yes.
And smoking bed bugs.
Yes, it's a lot of intense imagery paired with intense, blaring, repetitive beats.
Yeah.
that causes like almost like a fight or flight.
Oh, yeah.
which is funny because it's about like a deer being seen in headlights, which is pretty much a fight or flight response.
Very
So I
much
guess
so, yeah.
I'm getting that, and it's a very unique feeling to be like, again, just alarm sounds and someone yelling at you, and then big drums, and it's crazy feeling.
That's cool.
It is a crazy feeling.
Fortress Destroyer.
Yeah, kind of a sequel to The Fortress.
Oh, yeah.
It's a intermission kind of thing, I guess, or interlude.
Yeah.
It has slowed down parts of The Fortress in it.
It's kind of like a doom metal kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah, it's sleep.
Well, kind of.
That's stoner metal, sir.
kind of.
my favorite.
Yeah, it's short and sweet at like a minute and 45.
Yeah.
I actually didn't like the first half that much. Like, if I'm listening to this album, this is I just want to go. And so I want to keep listening to that fast pace and that high energy.
Yeah,
so I
that's-
love the second half.
It pretty much exactly halfway through, it changes to a fast.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, great. They were losing me like for a good 30, 40 seconds at the start, and then I'm like, okay, this is good again.
After that is Scroll of Sorrow featuring
Guayaba.
Guayaba.
I don't know who that is.
Me neither.
Isn't that the guy that lives in the guy's chest in Total Recall?
Oh, that's
Guato.
Guato. Quaid, start the reactor.
I have not seen Total Recall. So this is
What?
all
You've never? Okay, well you gotta
lost
watch it.
on
It's
me.
so
We'll
good.
watch it on Laserdisc.
Yeah, you should watch it on Laserdisc and then blast Machine Girl while you're watching it.
You know what? I feel it. I think this might be my favorite song. I just really like the chorus, kind of hyper poppy synth chorus.
It's this very loud synth pop.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a song about being addicted to scrolling your phone and how it affects your mental health and drives people crazy, which is a surprising theme to have in this. But they turned it into something dark by being like, retribution for your bliss. I consumed it all just like a tick, which is like feeling happy, seeing bad things happen to other people. And, that kind of dark turn of, people have it so good. They have it so much better than me. And when something bad happens, they go, yes.
Yeah.
Someone feels as bad as I do.
I love I can't look away. You thrive while I die.
Yeah,
It was
it's
so
like crazy.
so on point for like modern social media.
To take such a well-used topic like scrolling your phone's bad,
Yeah.
and then
Make it
turning
good.
it into like that we're actually
Didn't
radicalizing
MGMT
people.
have a song about how? Yeah.
Yes,
I was
they
gonna say.
do. Time spent looking at my phone.
That's
Great song.
right. That's
T-Slam.
right.
This was the most played on Spotify, and I think it's kind of obvious why. It's a lot.
It's on 2 different Spotify playlists. That's why.
Interesting. I find it a lot more laid back and listenable compared to basically the rest of the entire album.
Yes.
It actually even reminded me of Yeji a little bit, at least when the vocals
Interesting.
came in.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, her first album, not the second one. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was cool. I like it. I can see why it's so listened to.
I said it's like dance music for mutant sex robots.
Hey, that's probably correct.
I like that. Up next is Splatter. I haven't mentioned it yet, but the drums on this album are crazy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
This is the first one where I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, the beats really come out swinging.
Yeah,
is
this
what
is
I
crazy.
wrote down.
It's got more fast, surreal synths for the chorus that ramp up and up and up into the loud scream, splatter.
Yeah.
And it releases all the tension, which is great.
It's very frenetic.
I wrote, this is like if you took a song from an old 90s game and made it hardcore and then added a ton of screaming and growling. That's kind of what I took from
Oh,
Splatter.
you mean like how the new Doom soundtrack?
Honestly, kind of, but
Yeah.
like more like old. I don't
It
wanna
feels
say,
like there's like racing games.
Yeah, Ridge
theme in
Racer
there,
or like
menu
White
music.
Ridge Racer.
Yeah.
And I really like it. And that's, again, more prominent in some of their older albums.
Yeah.
But I really like that kind of jungle taste to it where it's like, oh, there's that kind of nostalgic feeling
Yeah.
that gets corrupted by this glitchiness
Yeah.
and yelling.
And blast beats.
And I like how the second chorus has the same build-up, but it has added harmonies and then a tech breakdown that leads to the final verse of that loud scream and pounding drugs.
I went
Or
to
drums.
I went to the internet for a little bit of support on this one because I was trying to find a little bit more information or on stuff. And Genius.com helped me out on this one.
Wow.
It said that the note for this one says, "This is track number 6 from the 2020 album U Void Synthesizer by Machine Girl."
Thanks, genius.
Very good.
Thank you. Anyway, I think I really like this one.
Yeah, Splatter was really cool.
Yeah, it's neat.
Yeah, I prefer the second half where there's more of those jungle beats.
Sure.
But the whole thing is really good. And it doesn't feel... I mean, none of the songs are super long.
No.
But this is one of the longer ones, surprisingly. And,
Almost,
I
almost
like it.
mercifully, though, because if the songs were very long, I think I would be very
It'd be exhausting.
They'd have
exhausting.
to.
Yes, that is the word I was looking for. Thank
They'd
you.
have to be like 8-minute tracks. They can't do like a 4 or 5 minute song. I think it would be bad. These guys have to be like as short as they are now, or just like triple it up to
Exactly,
the 8 or 9
yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, and this song is a weird outro, but it's a good little palate cleanser because it's the end of side A. So you hear this weird
Oh,
kind of like
interesting.
vocals and talking and stuff like that.
That's
And
interesting. So that means that side B isn't very long at all.
Kill all
it's
borders.
half.
2020 worldwide fucker.
Yep. It is. I like this song. I love this song. It's short and sweet with hard-hitting drums and a simple sample lyrics. Or with simple lyrics. Kill all borders.
Yeah. I don't know how fucked we'd be if we did just remove all Jesus Christ. I don't know how messed up we'd be if we did all just remove the borders like
Imagine there's no borders.
imagine all the
Dude,
2020 worldwide fucker.
I like the cartoony outro though. Like that was just weird.
Yeah, the demonic screaming after Imperial Demise section is also great.
Yeah.
And the glitchy All Nations Must Die after the second Kill All Border section is also very good.
So this album came out about 2 weeks before the pandemic.
Yo, really?
So it came out February 27th, and then
Came out how long? 2 months?
No,
Couple
about
weeks.
2 weeks.
Oh,
It was
weeks.
like early
That's
mid-March
crazy.
when it really started. Yeah.
So, like the concept of getting rid of all the borders would have been sort of
Bad.
tough.
Like that's the thing is, I mean, even if you just get rid of the borders, we're just gonna go back to tribalism. Like it doesn't.
Hey, I mean, COVID saw no borders.
Well, COVID didn't. Sure.
It spread everywhere.
I wish it saw more borders.
Boom.
Whoa. He wants it to spread farther. They shut down Zimbabwe.
No, it would. If it sees the borders, it stops, and then we don't get COVID.
This guy
everywhere.
played too much Pandemic.
There we go. Someone got the reference. Next song is Devil Speak. A more chill song about bondage, self-effigy, and autoerotic decapitation.
It's very funky.
It is. The instrumentation's chill, but the singer is like yelling quietly. It's like he's still yelling.
Yeah.
Just quieter.
I wrote, now this is future music.
Yes.
Right?
Actually,
Yes.
that beat is very future. That is right on top of the... Or you hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah, it goes on a bit too long, especially with the outro repeating "I can hear the devil speak." But other than that, I really liked it. I thought it was a cool track.
Yeah, it's a nice break from the intense anxiety that we've kind of faced so
Yeah.
far.
It is somewhat enjoyable. You're right.
Yeah, it's great.
And I wrote the same thing about how I like the glitchy effects in the outro, but it goes on too long.
Yeah,
Fair enough. Yeah.
just a bit, just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Because it's like
little bit.
30-something seconds. So it's too long.
Yeah, fully in it though.
Fully in it. We're
I-
right back to intense drums and yelling.
Yeah, and conversely, I wrote that I really liked the outro on this one, even though it's also repetitive. I don't know, why I like this one and not the other one, but I did.
Yeah, I think it's starting to feel pretty repetitive now. I like the whirling synths and the drums and how dynamic the song is with the various samples and changing speeds, but it's not the best. It's not the worst. It's
Yeah.
also one of the first ones to have quite a lot of just like talking samples in it. There's quite a lot of just like random person saying
Yeah.
things from like an old movie or whatever.
Yeah, it's like a clip. Yeah, a bunch of clips.
This one's just kind of average compared to the rest of the album.
Yeah. Jamie, do you want to say the next song?
Suck shit.
There we go.
You love saying "suck shit."
He always says it. It's a very weird song. It's full of threats to someone that kind of puts a lot of quote unquote "I am very badass" vibes, which is not very badass.
Yeah,
This is Machine Girl featuring Raffia and Lust Sick Puppy.
Yeah, I liked the samples a lot. Their verses were really good. I've never heard of either of them though.
I like the sound of the track, but I didn't like the vocals all that much.
Fair. Yeah.
I thought it would be really fun to drive to though, and there's a really cool unexpected short break around 45 seconds that I thought was actually really interesting, and the last line is pretty cool. And the weird outro with the grandpa, what is that knocking sound from the edge of the world?
I don't know what a psionic blade is, but it sounds badass.
It's like a psychic knife. Yeah.
You can't tell my mouth is open, listener.
Future weapons.
Yeah, I wish there was more
Future cop.
varied vocals. Like hearing these two on this song, I was like, oh, that would have been cool to switch it up and have more female vocals throughout the album. But I'll take it here. I'll take it here. And it's a weird outro, but it leads to the final song well.
Batsu forever.
Batsu forever.
I like how every track on this album has the explicit tag on it.
Yes,
What,
it sure does.
I
Every
didn't
single
notice
one
that.
of them.
That's why this episode is also marked explicit. If you did not notice, listener.
They really nailed the explicitness.
Yes.
They
But it
capitalized on
doesn't
it.
have a parental advisory on it, right? Because it
We're
released
not
on
talking
an
about the record right now. I have it facing away so you can't see. For that
Terrible.
exact
yeah,
reason.
you don't know what's on the cover, Jay. Maybe
this
it has
Could be
is-
anything.
I like the echoing synths on this one. It feels similar to past songs and kind of
Yep.
falls flat because of that. I feel like there's some others that I prefer more so far.
It ends the album, but it doesn't end it well.
Yeah, it just kind of is like, well, here's another song.
And you ended the album.
I don't like the false ending in the middle, that little short break. I kind of wish it either just ended there or it didn't happen because I
Yeah, because
really,
it ramps back up.
yeah, and I really like the second half quite a bit.
God, it's like all those punk albums we covered
Yeah.
where like, oh, it's got a false ending. There's another track.
Yeah, like I wish they just didn't do that and just did like cut, 5 seconds or whatever, and then just went straight into the end. Because the second half is good. And I just wish it went a little longer.
Yeah, there's like it's a beat slowing down to almost nothing.
Yep,
And then it ramps all the way back up. So
Yep.
it's like, why is this
takes too long.
so long?
Yep.
So I agree. I like the idea of the ramp down, like the vocals before
Sure.
it. And then the second half is, more fast
We're not done
industrial
yet.
beats. And I'm like, oh,
Encore.
this is good.
Yeah,
If this had been the end, was just like a
Oh, yeah.
minute and a half long song of this cool off beat, I probably would prefer it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But because you have the first half, it's like, okay, you just wanted to swear for a while
Yeah.
and then be done.
first you Batsu, then you Forever.
That's my favorite Batman movie.
Oh yeah, Batsu,
Batsu
Forever.
Forever? Yeah.
It's a pretty good one. Where'd they film it?
I don't know.
And then it ends with, I should really feeds you all, dog. It's a final sample. That's what it says. And then the album ends.
Dang,
What an album.
what an album indeed.
It was an album.
Yeah, let's talk record itself. This is a quick episode because, like, what can you even say about someone being like, I'm going to kill myself or I'm going to kill you and my wet dreams, I die. It's like, okay.
It's crazy.
That's why you
liked
can't
it.
understand what they're saying.
That sucks, bro.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't know. It's not always about that. Like I would just I'll probably add this to a workout playlist.
100%.
Like
It's going to stay in my driving playlist.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I could totally drive to some of these songs.
If you work out.
Not right now. I don't. I'm hella fat
get
right now.
called out.
Thanks, Jamie.
You do, no. I mean, like I was doing like the LMFAO. I work out.
You work out.
I work out.
Work
yeah.
out.
That's a good save, whatever you just
Thank
did
you.
there.
Thanks for trying.
Record itself. On the front, we have a crazy dog. It's like a French Terrier. I don't know what kind of dog it is. It's got the Majin Buu logo on its forehead.
Love the Majin Buu.
It's got a bulging red bloodshot eye, and the other one's blue and looks kind of blind. It's got a barcode and a toxic symbol.
I thought it wasn't that it was bloodshot eyes. I thought he had like pool balls. As
Yeah,
eyes.
I thought he had like a
looks
laser
pool
eye.
ball, but it's just a regular eye on the other side.
I thought it was like
you
a
see an
laser
iris
eye.
and stuff. It's got goat horns and like bat wing ears with piercings.
Yeah, this dog's
it's got
crazy.
spikes coming out of its jowls.
I wouldn't mess with this
And
dog.
it's wearing a crazy spiked collar that have pipes going into it. Maybe its throat. And then it says "Good Boy," and as a tattoo it says "Born to Kill." And on the top right it says "You Avoid Synthesizer and Machine Girl" in very small font. It is a cool photo.
Yeah,
It is a scary photo.
it's an eye catcher.
Somewhat disturbing, one might say.
If I was flipping through records in a bin and I saw that, I would stop and look at it.
100%. It's
At
one of the
very
ones on my
least.
wall now. It's,
Yeah,
I like
totally.
it.
I like that.
On the back, it is the lyrics for all the
Yo.
songs. No track names, or there's like one or two
That's kind of cool.
randomly. And then there's some art behind. There's a Cerberus. Is that how you pronounce the dog?
Yeah,
Created dog?
Cerberus.
There's a regular dog in the top
Oh,
right.
Cerberus, yeah.
There's
I think
the map of
Cerberus
the
was
Earth
right.
in the top left. There's a
I don't know.
a woman with 6 boobs.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Oh, it is Total Recall.
Yeah. No,
That's
Wait,
three
she's only got 3.
There's like an owl man. There's like a lot of just weird stuff kind of in the background of all this. There's another, what looks like the regular photo of the French Terrier in the background in the bottom left here.
I kind of like that they put the lyrics on the back.
Yeah, for a while I was like, was this a story? And
It's
it took me a while to
weird.
be like, oh.
Never
I see.
seen someone do that before.
Because the lyrics aren't long. So like the
No.
font is still a decent size.
Yeah, it's legible.
And they take out anything repeating. So it's like the Kill Out Borders
Okay.
one's one line.
Yeah.
Because everything else repeats. The record itself, I believe this is a heavyweight vinyl. Feels pretty heavy to me. The downside of this, and what I thought was annoying, is it doesn't have track like a side A or side B.
Oh,
Oh,
is,
you never know.
is there
one
an
side.
indicator somehow on the record at all? Is
No.
it so the other side is
Same
just the
label?
exact same label?
No, it's not the same label. The first one is the dog's head.
Okay.
And the second one's like a lower, or like, it's the good boy part
Okay.
of the.
It's not as bad, but I would assume that
So like
the
you
dog
would
is
just you would
side A.
figure it out, I guess.
I
but
would
like,
I would assume that the label side that is the most like
okay, wait,
like
I
the
figured it
album
out.
art.
You Void Synthesizer is the right way on side A, and it's backwards like you've looked through the photo on the other
Cool.
side. So that's how you can find it.
All right.
Otherwise, nothing special is included. But how much did I pay for it? Well, great question, Jamie. It is not expensive. It's like $26
Nice.
Wow.
because I think they just are printing it.
Crazy.
Sick.
But I ordered it and it sat for it was a month past its delivery date. I was
What?
like, "Can I get a new one shipped out? This is gone." And they're like, "Okay, wait a week and then we'll ship
got-
another one."
did you get
I waited,
both?
I waited a week. I then go. It's been a week. It's now been 6 weeks since it was supposed to be here. Can I get a new one shipped out? They're like, "Okay."
It's like that album I ordered for you. Remember when we did that big order?
That was different because that album was back ordered.
Oh, right.
So I wait a week. I get the tracking. It's like, your order has arrived. I'm like, perfect. I go down to the States. I pick it up. 2 records are there.
Nice.
I don't know if like it caught up to the other one and
Yeah.
pushed the other one through or whatever, but in 2, so I gave one to Adam.
Sick.
So for $40 Canadian or whatever it was shipped, I got an album for Adam and a record for me. Sorry to Machine Girl for listening to this. I did not mean to get 2 for the price of 1,
Nah,
but thank
you know,
you.
it
You've
happens.
made a young boy very happy, and you've also made me very happy because I like this album.
Oh, you weren't referring to yourself when you said the young boy.
No, that was Adam. He's a
That's
young boy.
Adam. Yeah, he's a young fella.
Jamie, why don't you give your final verdict?
Like I said, I didn't hate the album, and I don't know if the intention was that you would pick one that I didn't enjoy.
No. I just want to pick something different.
Okay.
That you wouldn't expect is the keyword.
I think I would have, like I said, I would have enjoyed it more if I understood the lyrics more. But then also reading the lyrics, I don't think I wanted to understand them more. I enjoyed the frenetic pace of it. I'm trying to decide what the situation would be for me listening to it. I don't listen to music at the gym.
Really?
That's psychotic.
Why
'Cause,
don't you listen to music while you work out?
What do? You just sit
You
and
just
listen
stare
to
at
people
the wall?
grunting?
No, I go with my buddy and we have a conversation.
Oh.
But
Fine.
guy's
You
got
have
friends.
friends?
so when Mike and I go to the gym, I go in there and we just have a conversation
I'm
the
gonna
entire
censor his
time.
name.
Who talks
Uh,
about stuff
no
when
free
they work
clout.
out?
So
Too busy
because I don't listen
grunting.
to it at the gym, and my commute is like 8 minutes on a good day, not today.
How long? Yeah, it took you so long to get here. We were out in the rain.
15 minutes to get
Yeah,
home.
I was waiting in the cold.
Yeah, you were waiting in the cold. Sorry about
He's
that.
wearing shorts, by the way, so it's his fault.
Yeah, why is he wearing shorts?
'Cause it's
Anyway,
raining.
I think my review on it is like maybe like an 8.5
Not bad.
out of
Out of
13.
13?
Yeah, which is not exemplary, but it's not like the lowest. It's not the best. So
We're in a different season. I'd find a new record to choose.
I know. Well, we haven't done one I despise yet.
True. We'll find something
So-
best too.
Yeah, I'll pick something soon.
I mean, I didn't even hate Marcy Playground as much as I thought I
No,
would.
it's true. I'll pick a ska album or something though, and then you'll detest it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't hate ska.
Oh, what?
No,
Hell yeah.
Ska's fine. Like,
He's gonna pick Real Big Fish.
No, I don't like Real Big Fish.
He prefers small fish,
No.
fake small fish.
Me first and the Gimme Gimmes. Oh wait, they're not. They're not.
Anyways, this is about you void synthesizer. Any other thoughts?
No.
Plouffe, what's your final verdict?
You know, I have a similar score, except the number's similar, but the final outcome is different because I go by 10. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I've been given a lot of high numbers recently, and actually, it's because I've really been enjoying the stuff we've been listening
Me
to.
too.
Yeah, indeed.
It's been a good start to the season.
I really like it. I think it's a pretty cool album. I'm torn on my rating because I know that this is not for like a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like I like a lot of weird, crazy stuff, and this would fit nicely in my collection, I think. And I kind of want one now, especially now that I know it's on Bandcamp. I love buying stuff off Bandcamp.
And
Do
it's
it on a
fairly
Friday.
inexpensive. Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad. So I don't know. Maybe I'll own one soon because I liked it.
It's very reasonably priced.
Yeah, honestly, I think a lot of people would find it grating and abrasive.
It is that.
It is both of those things, but there's something about it that I just like. I would love to, listen to this while working out. Like I've said multiple times already. I think it fits, as long as you've got the right setting and the right frame of mind. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, this is definitely an album that pops in my head every so often. This is a fun, fast, and loud album that pummels your senses with pounding drums and blaring synths. And for some reason, I like that. I'm not going to pretend this is my favorite album. There are plenty of times when a song from this album comes up on one of my playlists and I immediately hit skip. But when I am in the mood for this, boy howdy does it rock hard. I'm putting this in the 4th spot under Hot Show by Prozac and above Marcy Playground's self-titled album. If you don't like this, I understand. If you kind of like this, check out the Neon White soundtrack. And if you do like this, check out their album Because I'm Young, Arrogant, and Hate You, or just listen to Death Grips. Death Grips is also
Yeah,
great.
sure. Yeah,
Probably,
why not? Yeah.
it's different, but it's also very good.
It's also frenetic.
It's something.
Yeah.
What do we listen to next week, Jamie?
Oh, we're listening to Crosby, Stills, Nash, and sometimes Young's Deja Vu.
He's only sometimes.
Deja vu.
He's not in this whole album.
No. He's not. He's only sometimes in Crosby, Stills,
Oh,
and Nash.
yeah. He's not on every.
But this is a
Yeah.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash. And
And
Young.
Nash
Young.
and Young. Album,
And
yeah.
Young.
and Young.
And Young.
And that's the end of this episode.
Thank you so much for listening. Tune in next week for that. I'm excited. I don't know old music, so
Sure.
All right.
see you later.
See you
See you
later.
later.